Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, or you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So let's talk about Airbnbs and the short-term rental market in general. This is probably the best opportunity that exists in real estate right now. I will tell you, I literally had over 42 rental properties. When I first started in real estate investing, I started with wholesaling, then I went to fixing and flipping, and then I got rental properties. Eventually, I was able to amass enough rental properties with enough rental income to quit my job. It was awesome. I had a lot of properties though, and a lot of long-term tenants. I would mostly do tenants that were in the properties for a year, and they would pay me each month. That was the business that I did, and that was working well for me. However, it was one of my students, this 18-year-old kid, that changed my life. He literally put me on to Airbnb. He was one of my students, and he asked me to invest about $8,000 so that he could rent some apartments in the Florida area. He told me that he was going to furnish them and put them on this new thing called Airbnb, and he could make more than 3 times what I was making on my rental properties. I'll be honest with you. At first, I didn't really believe him, and I was very skeptical. But I was very, very wrong. After about 2 months, he was making nearly $1,000 to $1,500 per month in profit on each of those units, and he had 5. I couldn't believe it. I was sold. Eventually, I realized that I could start transitioning my portfolio from long-term rentals into short-term rentals and make even more money per month than I was making with my rental properties. Additionally, I didn't even have to own all of the properties to start making money on them. Boom, this was life-changing. And how you can do the exact same thing. All right, so let's go. So here's how you do it. So you will look up. So here's one way. So let's just start with tired landlords, okay? How do you approach them? How do you pitch to them? Number 1, you look them up. They're the ones that are on Craigslist, okay? That are posting their own property for rent on Craigslist. You call them, okay? You make an appointment to go see the property just as if you were a tenant, okay? Do not tell them what your plans are. Do not, I'm not saying you're lying or being covert, but kind of you are. Do not just go in there and say, hey, I'm with ABC Real Estate Property and I'm trying to get some properties at Airbnb. No, that's crazy. Don't do that, okay? What you want to do is go and see the property just as you normally would, using your own name, whatever, okay? You're doing this legitimately, and you're going to really go see the property, because here's the thing. Every single property is not going to be appropriate for the Airbnb. So this is your research, okay? This is basically research. You need to go see those properties to see if they're even meeting your criteria. And I'll have a whole video and tell you what the criteria is, okay? And some of it is, it's nice, okay? It has to be a nice place. It has to be a clean place. It has to be a place that a vacationer or a professional, a lawyer, a doctor, engineer would want to go to, okay? This is how we make the big money, and I'm going to tell you all of that, okay? I'm going to tell you how to do it. But your places have to be nice. They have to be clean. They have to have great amenities, stainless steel and nice appliances and a pool and things like that, okay? Or unless it's like in Minnesota or something, then you don't necessarily need a pool, but you get what I'm saying. So long story short is, you're going to go and visit the property just like as a normal person. You're going to look around. You're going to ask questions. How much is the rent? You're going to see their interest, okay? Engage their interest. Oh, tell me about the last tenant. Try to get them talking and have a conversation with that landlord, okay? And then after you see the property and you deem that it is something that you would be interested in, you're going to go away and then you're going to call them back. You don't want to do this face-to-face when you're first getting started, because you're going to be too nervous and you're going to mess this up. So you go home, you get yourself together, and then you're going to come back with this pitch. You're going to tell them, hey, I'm, with such and such property, I have this many years of experience. I'm connected to this network. Here's some of the things that we do. We offer property management. I'll guarantee the rent for a year. I'll be the tenant. I'm going to, with your permission, that you're allowing me to put short-term vacationers and corporate professionals into the property. So you're getting their permission. You're pitching to them, okay? Now, all of them are not going to go for them, but a lot of them will, okay? And what the key is going to be is being being able to show them either via like your credit cards or whatever it is that you have at least enough money to pay the rent, okay? That you have enough money to pay the rent. And there's lots of different ways that you can get to that point. Again, if you want to talk to me more about this and you want to get connected with my group because we have access to funding for you, there's a link below. You can always schedule a call with me because we have lots of access to funding if you don't feel like you have maybe even just the $1,200 a month. But you totally will be able to cover it if you do these things that I'm telling you to do and you're getting these nice properties. I promise you, they stay booked way more than 22 nights. They're booked like 27, 28 nights. I think I don't even hardly have any openings on some of mine. And in some of the cases, that means I'm charging a little bit too low, but at the same time, I'm getting great reviews and I am getting some higher nights. And I'll tell you some secrets on how you price your property, but that's a whole different video. I'm just talking to you about how to talk to these people, okay? So that's private sellers. That's how you do it. You pitch to them, you go look at the property, you meet them face to face. You don't tell them what you're up to in the beginning. You call them back with that when you're confident, when you have your pitch together, okay? We're talking about properties that you do not own. So let's talk about what that means. The research that you're going to need to do is really going to have to be that specific. You need to find out, one, what to do to get these properties listed that you don't own. So if you don't own a property, does Airbnb care? The answer is no. Airbnb does not care if you own the property or not. They care that you can legally do what you're doing, that you have the permission of the owner, but there is nothing, and this is a big secret that I don't even necessarily want a lot of people to get out, but they don't actually care if you own the property or not. So let's find out how you do that. You gotta research and get the permission from the owners to do so. That's it. You just need permission from the owners to do so. It's just that simple. And last but not least, start getting 5-star ratings. If you wanna make a ton of money on Airbnb, you're gonna want to have satisfied guests. You wanna make sure that the people that stay in your property have a good time, the properties are clean, you gave them a great stay, you had all of the things that they needed, and you ask for 5-star reviews. The more 5-star reviews that you receive, the higher your property will show on the search on Airbnb. Additionally, Airbnb is not the only website where you can put your property. I'll get to that a little bit later, but we've put our properties on all of the short-term rental websites, and this is how we keep our properties booked nearly at 95%. Okay, so it's pretty easy to keep your properties booked, and it's very easy to give people a 5-star stay if you are deliberate and you're making sure that the properties are clean, safe, and comfortable. If you are loving all of this content and you want a full course, I've created a course that is completely affordable, that has all of it. You can get all of my scripts, all of my templates, all of my checklists. You can get everything that you need to start your business for a very affordable price. Just go to bnbriches.com. Again, that's B like boy, and like Nancy, B like boy, riches, RICHES.com. Check it out.